So this is Mark of Wisecracks, and we're going to talk about chip tips so that we can all become better glass repairers. So the first issue we're going to discuss is repairing a wet brake, because that's probably the most common error that a chip repairer makes, is repairing a brake that's got moisture in it. The first thing, how would this moisture happen? Well, it could happen anyway. It could be rain, it could be the windscreen washer, it could be valet, it could be just one drop of rain or one drop of water will fill that brake. The problem with water in the brake is that the water is taking up the space that the resin needs to take up. So now you're not going to get resin into the brake, or you're going to get less resin into it. And as soon as the water evaporates, that brake's going to be visible or just as visible as it was before. We've got to dry it. So we dry a brake by firstly drilling it with our drill. The drill will make a little bit of heat and will also open the path. So its purpose is twofold. Once we've got the path into the brake, we use drying fluid to accelerate the evaporation. So the drying fluid just goes into the pit that you've made and it mixes with the water. And once it does that, the evaporation is quicker. All you're doing is speeding it up. And then, of course, the final step of drying from our kit perspective is using a drying tool. That little drying tool just makes a bit of heat. You carefully heat around the brake so that you actually making the glass hotter and you are accelerating the evaporation. You've got evaporation happening, and the truth is that a wet repair that's now going to be dried will probably double your repair time. That you've just got to accept. So it's either no repair or it takes you twice as long to do it. It's going to take a little bit of experience, but to check if the drying is complete, you'd flex the brake with the scriber, and you'd look for any sort of squishiness. It looks like water in the brake. You'd look for that squishiness, and if it's still there, then you can go back to your process. Of course, you skip the drilling, but you'd use drying fluid and you'd use the drying tool. And you can use that over and over again. Just be careful not to use too much heat, because that might create stress on the glass and could further the damage. When's it dry? Well, it's dry when that squishiness is gone. Or if you want to just be careful, you just take a little bit longer. Just give it extra length of time to evaporate. And that basically will take care of your drying process.